Ang diwal ang pinakamahal na species ng shell sa buong Pilipinas. Only Aklan and Negros ang nagpo-produce ng diwal.
Fresh diwal ng Valladolid.
Ito.
Diwal, a prized shellfish in the Philippines, boasts an incredible flavor and thrives in the sandy, muddy coastal waters of Iloilo, Capiz, and Negros Occidental. The name Diwal in Hiligaynon translates to sticking out the tongue, likely inspired by its protruding feet from the muddy bottom when alive. The flavor is tough to describe, but it's one of my favorite clams in the world. It feels like a large mussel in your mouth and tastes like one with a more subtle flavor. Diwal, like many Filipino seafoods, faced extinction due to overharvesting in the late 80s. So the LGUs imposed a harvesting ban to safeguard and rehabilitate the remaining traditional Diwal habitats, ensuring the preservation of this culinary treasure for future generations. Regulating the fishing season to a limited number of months and ensuring that only select people are allowed to harvest them. Unfortunately, in the country, there's still lots of dynamite and illegal fishing happening, and I only wish LGUs could follow this example in making sure to implement their local laws for the long-term gain of its citizens versus just chasing short-term profits.
We are rushing from Silay, where we just finished our food tour. If you haven't checked out that video, make sure you do. We're on our way to Valladolid because it is Diwal season this summer, and there's kind of like a very short window when we can catch it. And we were told some fishermen are actually going to show us how they catch it, and hopefully we get to eat it as well. So I'm really excited to just jump in the water and figure out how do you get these beautiful shells. So I have no idea what's happening, but we arrived here and all of a sudden there's like a flurry of activity of just these kind of like tambal fish kind of jumping into the sea. The guy we're interviewing, who's supposed to teach us how to fish for Diwal, is already fishing, so apparently it's good. And you see these guys kind of like with sticks jumping up and down, so I think that's what we're trying to do today. I thought when people were saying Diwal, you would do it with your feet in like a swamp setting, kind of like how we did the imbao clams in Basilan. But this is much deeper into the sea. Large sticks. I don't know what we're getting ourselves into. We've got like a whole posse. Bodyguards,
Mahirap manghuli nito, manguha nito. Bakit? Yung ano niyan, parang butas lang na maliit. Tapos yung ganito, yung dila niya, kung minsan lumalabas na parang ganyan ng haba. Hindi ka makakakuha. Lalo matigas ngayon ang ano dito.
So, Tatay Aming, paa ang nang kakapa.
Oo. Wala namang ano eh, ayapak na ginagamit. O ano. Bata pa ko, ganito ng ano eh, trabaho. Simula sa lolo, tatay, pati anak ko nga, tinuturuan mo na eh. Pag walang klase, sasama sa akin. Eh, madali dito ang pira pag marami ang ano eh, diwal eh.
Tatay Aming kind of told us about how it's done. Yeah, I'll try it.
I had no idea how this was caught, and it's quite unique. Long poles are used as anchors to keep the divers in the same place. As these are areas with strong tides and currents and sometimes murky waters, once they feel the clam with their feet or spot it when they go under about 3 to 5 meters, they need to stay in the same place or else they'll be left searching for it once more. Once located, they dive down with a knife to shimmy out the clam. The tools are quite rudimentary: a mask, a pole, a knife, and some gloves to avoid cuts on the sharp sea floor.
There's like zero visibility. Zero. I can't see anything. I think I found a hole. Nope. Coming up empty. It's not going well for me. I'd say.
Let me handle.
Ang hirap.
Mama! Mama! Bati ka sa mama.
Ay, ma! That guy's a legend. You don't, because you can feel rocks and mud, and then you can grab the rock out, but then it feels like rock underneath the water, and that's where you need a knife to kind of put it in between and kind of shimmy it. You can tell it's there, but you can't. It's impossible to pull it with your bare hands. And then once you go up, you lose the hold. You lose the area where it is.
Ilonggo name is Diwal. Ang English name naman is angel wings. Ang scientific ng Diwal is Pholas orientalis. Shellfish ang Diwal. Pinakamahal na species ng mollusk na dito lang matatagpuan sa Municipality of Valladolid. Ang sistema ng paghuli ng Diwal dito sa LGU is may regulation kami. Ang permit na sa pagkuha ng Diwal is 75 pesos para sa diver. Tapos may buyer's permit kami, equivalent to 300 pesos. Pero hindi kami nag-allowed na magkuha ang transient fisher fox. Only fisher fox in Valladolid is allowed to catch Diwal angel wings. Ganito ang sistema para ma-conserve namin ang species, para ma-sustain ang harvest during open season. For the month of May, ang broodstock ng Diwal is nangingitlog hanggang sa month ng December. Yan ang month na pinoprotect namin kasi yung egg ng Diwal is, sa isang Diwal, 1 million species of eggs ang Pero only 10% ang makasurvive. Every kilo ng Diwal, sir, is equivalent to 450 pesos.
Farm gate.
Farm gate price. Sa Bacolod City, siguro mga 1,000 pesos per kilo. Pagdating siguro sa Maynila, mga 1,500 to 2,000 pesos per kilo. May conservation kami na ginagawa na kumukuha kami ng broodstock ng Diwal at tinatanim namin sa reserve area namin para ma-maintain ma-sustain namin yung harvest ng broodstock.
Quick update, we were actually looking for a restaurant where we could actually get the Diwal cooked for us over here in Valladolid, but unfortunately none of them cook it, or it was getting too late. We've actually lost the light, but I have a really good idea. We're actually driving towards Sagay City now. It's a 2.5 hour drive, and I know of a seafood master over there that I'm pretty sure can make a really killer dish out of this. So we'll drive through the night, and hopefully by morning, eat some Diwal.
Enteng is a seafood master in Sagay City. We've done a whole video about him and his craft. A fisherman's son, he has perfected the art of grilling, cooking, and curing all kinds of seafood, from shells to fish. I've eaten some of the best food in the country here, and I couldn't think of a better person to show me how to cook this much prized delicacy.
Cut it in the middle. So parang pwede mag-butterfly. Dito muna? So for reference, these are deep sa mud, putik. Oh, whoa, okay. So Enteng is a seafood master. Erwan's absolutely nothing at all. So sa side muna. Okay. Tapos split open. And then I remove all of this. Meron ito sa Sagay? Wala.
Wala.
Tapos ito, yung black dito.
Yeah, yan.
So parang surgery. And then there. Okay. And then when you cook it, yung shell down. Never that way.
Or you will close this. But marinate mo lang yan sa loob. Lagyan mo ng kaunting kalamansi, garlic, butter, salt. Tapos i-close mo siya. Balot mo ng foil.
Foil. Steam.
Grill mo.
Grill. Pero sa inside, parang steaming inside.
Still inside.
Galing. I'll do a few more because I want to be as good as you, Enteng. I want to make you proud. So for reference, Enteng and I have actually met before. We were together at Madrid Fusion. I was just an idiot making drinks, and he was teaching people all about Kinilaw and his masterful ways. If you're interested to learn more about his story, we made a whole documentary about him that I think you guys should check out. Here in Sagay, this is probably some of the best food you'll have in the country. But we haven't had the Diwal yet, so I'm super excited about this. So yung first time I heard about you, it wasn't sa Madrid Fusion. It was sa libro ng Doreen. Kasi sobra akong fan ng Doreen Fernandez. Okay lang.
Okay lang yan.
So simple lang. Garlic.
Simple lang.
Pwede pa rin konting tuba, no? Parang soup. It's gonna be a surprise one. Doesn't get more simple than this, but also doesn't get more delicious than this. Just really highlighting the flavors, and that's what this restaurant's all about, which is what makes it so special. Tapos super quick lang yung cooking, no?
Quick lang.
Okay, let me do a couple. So yung fire medyo malakas or?
Pwede rin malakas.
Okay. So how do you know it's ready? Just
When you put it dipping.
Kung nag-extract na yung mga juice.
Kumukulo na yan sa loob.
How are you holding that? How are you? This guy was like holding it like it's nothing. Look. Wow. So luto na to. Okay. It's so soft. It's like a mix of a scallop and an oyster in terms of texture and flavor. Sarap. Oh my god. This is the tougher part. No wonder it's so expensive. One, it's really hard to catch, and two, like I don't know if this is factual, but I feel like this is probably the most expensive seafood in the Philippines in terms of price per kilo. But it's so worth it. And I love that they're doing it in a sustainable fashion. It's not overfished, and they're really controlling it. But wow, that should be on tables in all the best restaurants in the world. So good.